situation. We're gonna hope that you have one good ball, at least one good ball to play with. Does that make sense? Okay.
Harrison, you're talking
Moving
about
down.
one good ball per team, is that right?
We're gonna hope.
Because they're going to take them back into the dugout and bring back two. I would imagine you're going to have to look at those before every inning, every half inning.
Correct. Correct. Thank you, Larry. Okay, going to rule 7. Okay, we have the basic batting. The one that is going to be difficult if we don't have the lineup cards in our bag is the batting out of turn. Okay, I don't wish this upon anybody, but we hope this will never happen. So we need to know how to handle that, especially this year. Okay, we're going to talk about how to address the coach. Okay, and then we know that we have some coaches out there that are sometimes sharp as a tack and dull as anything else. There are going to be issues that we don't want to bring up to the coach. Okay. Okay. This may never happen to anybody, but we hope it don't. Of a batter stepping across the plate. Okay. So we need to know how to handle that. Okay. Then we have the on deck circle and the on deck batter. All the things that can go wrong in that situation.
It should be okay,
Okay.
right?
Those are going to be the point. These
Am I
are
in?
questions. Yeah, you're in, Dion.
Okay, yeah.
When you say
Okay.
stepping
Does
across,
anything need to be elaborated on?
when you say stepping
Excuse me?
across, when you say stepping across the plate, are we talking about stepping across the plate in the while swing, or stepping to the other batter's box?
Step into the other batter's box.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Let me make a point on that. So, okay, stepping into the other batter's box. Okay. Do we have anything in the chat box there, Vince?
We have a question about the game ball protocol. Follow-up question: are we handling the game balls this year?
Okay. I thought that was still up in the air because that was coming from the first conversation of the year.
Well, right now, as you mentioned, each team, when coming on defense, is going to bring their own game ball or balls out. And they're supposed to have a bucket of game balls that they can use, and then a dirty game ball bucket. So when balls go out of play, or they can come back in and they can be cleaned. And the manufacturers have sent out the proper way for them to disinfect the ball so they can reuse that same ball. Ideally, it would be best for us not to touch it, because you don't want to touch team A's and then have that on your hands unless you sanitize or unless you wear gloves or however you want to do it. Then you touch team B's ball. It just, there's still that concern out there. We can handle it, but you would need to have like a little bottle of hand sanitizer, and after you've handled it, just wipe your hands off, which would be a good thing to do anyway. Or you can sit there and you can have the catcher just rotate the ball around and everything. We still need to check the ball when it goes out of play and to come back in.
You want to work,
Just make sure that the ball doesn't have tears, rips, seams, or stuff like that. Also, what they have found in other states is sometimes the opposing coach will bring out a ball that's been used a lot, so it's kind of mushy, and then they will, the umpire has to kind of inspect it and take it out of the game. So you can, if you want, but just understand you do need to sanitize before you would touch a ball, even the same ball from the same group again, just out of safety for yourself and to keep the contamination from crossing over to the other team, which, got that kind of issue now if you would like to carry the ball in the ball bag. you'd only want to keep one side ball on one side of your ball bag and not crisscross them, if that makes sense.
And that's what,
So the third base team, you might keep one of their balls in your left side and the first base team on your right side if you carry two ball bags.
and that's what was my question. Are we going to even have balls in our bags this year?
You can. There's nothing in the guidelines that say you can or can't. I think it's what you're comfortable with. The thing is, you'd have to remember, and now this becomes a mechanical thing for you. Once the third out is out, you'd have to make sure you give that ball to the catcher as she leaves. And if she's already down first base for trailing, do you roll it to the dugout? I mean, I think it might be easier not to. To me personally, I'm just going to kind of play it by ear and see how it works. I do like to have that extra one ready to go, just so I can get it to the pitcher when the ball goes out of play or something like that. Because that way I've already had a chance to inspect it. I'm not as worried about the ball itself personally. This is just my personal. We know transmission is very minimal with that, because I'm not going to keep wiping my face because I'm going to have facial covering. Most of the transmission has really been shown to be aerosol, but I will have sand sanitizer with me, and so now I throw the ball to the right first base dugout. I'll wash my hands off when the next ones come in. So it's going to be a process we're going to learn. Some of you, if you don't feel comfortable at all, you don't have to touch the ball at all. So you have all the options of kind of semi-normal to not at all.
So my last question of the night, and I will wear a ball bag because I don't feel comfortable without one. But if we're not handling balls, or we're not required to, and we're not required to carry the lineup, we can carry a brush and pencil in our pocket. Are we even required to wear a ball bag this year?
That's a great question. I would say you should, because you might have to be carrying a watch. Okay. Because you have tournament. Usually most of us carry an extra indicator, so you don't want you don't want it in your pocket and then take a foul ball or something off of it while it's in your pocket. So I would suggest having the ball bag, and still, you're going to probably still carry your lineup card. You got to carry the non-approved bat list with you. So you got to have that paper. So I would say yes, just so you can have the other peripheral stuff. You'll be lighter on your feet so you can run faster.
I don't know if that's possible these days.
I understand that. Does that I think that answered the questions.
I have another question.
Hey, Dave, you made it.
Well, I've been here. We're trying to watch this one and football at the same time. Changing batters boxes. It's not illegal.
No.
Okay, well, some of the new people, the way it was presented, some of the new people may think they can never move to other side.
No, that's going to be clarified when you get to your class.
Okay, never mind.
Dave jumping the gun.
Hey,
Never
he
mind.
was listening. He was listening. I'm good.
I'm new.
Let's see. I can carry the lineup card. Yes, you can. You just won't be getting it from the coaches. Following the protocols, the lineup card should be given to the scorekeeper. And the scorekeeper can give you your copy of the lineup card.
It's on the test.
And so, yes, you may.
The lineup card.
I'm not sure.
Behind the thing.
What if we're not COVID scared? I'm not sure what that means per se. Then I would say the game will be 80% of what it probably normally is for you. We still have to follow the protocols brought down by the state. And I'll share with you right now. I was going to do this in 15 minutes, but while we're at it, might as well give it to you now. There has been a very, very, very minor modification of the criteria. Players are no longer required to wear facial covering. Highly recommended, but not required. Everyone else, including us, are still required to wear the facial coverings. That's from the state. Can it change with the county and the schools? Yes, it can. But we talked, on our first meeting regarding the catcher and what if she has asthma and doesn't want to wear the mask. Well, now it's not required. And even if the schools and counties say, oh yeah, it is, somebody at the medical is going to get a waiver. There, that's just, what's going to happen. So, so that was the change, and that's the only change at this point in time. So there might be more. We're getting closer. I'm sure, I'm hoping a number of you looked at the numbers and saw that everybody really dropped down really good. And I think we have a great chance of starting by the 19th of March, which kind of leads to another point now, because one of them that's also able to go in and potentially play is football. And so some of you do football, so you need to really let Jim know when you can or can't work, or when you anticipate it, because the schedules are going to be pretty full. The other good piece of news that I've heard, and we've heard it from a couple sources, from CIF sources, is once the county gets down into the below 14 or below, and we get started, we're there. And even if we go back up above 14, we're still playing. That's the information they've been given. So Orange County is there, LA's there. I don't know, I think for Southern Section, San Luis Obispo is. I don't know about Ventura, but San Bernardino's on the precipice, and so is Riverside. So I think there's a good chance that we're all going to be in there, and the games are going to go. And just so look at your calendar, try to find out what's going to go on with football, and give Jim as much warning as you can so we can get the games covered. Doyle, you're back. Anything you want to say? Let's see, got a hand up for Mr. Enriquez. You're muted.
Unmute. There we go. Oh, I just, how you doing, gentlemen? Long Beach unit, just catching up on past missed meetings. I know, I know JD Lambright, he got me in on this, and please don't hold me against me that JD's my boy. But yeah, all good, man. Just touch base with me. I'd like to touch base with you at the end of this this Zoom, just so I can get credit for it.
Sure, be happy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, gentlemen.
Vince, what class do you want him in?
Let's put him with Doyle's.
And what about Willie Reed?
Harrison.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Now we got Jim Mallon on tonight too, right?
Yes, we do.
Are there any games before between the 19th and the end of March?
It says I'm muted, but I guess I'm not.
There are some. He has a couple tournaments. He said that Redlands has still got theirs going. And he mentioned another one, but we know Rupa Valley dropped theirs, all of it.
I think Tockwitz is the other one.
So Jim, do you want to answer that? Apparently not. Turn the screen off, I guess not.
I know I may have asked this question before regarding the lineup. How do we officiate, make it authentic, the lineup, making it an official lineup, if the scorekeeper is the one who has the lineup and not the coaches?
Well, the coaches will have their copy, and the coaches will somehow have exchanged. That's not, I have no idea how they're going to do it. That wasn't part of for us. So they might exchange at the scorekeeper also. We would have our copy, or you would, if you're not wanting to hold on to the lineup, you would have to do the honor system. And you would have to, at the lineup, say, coaches, you've turned in your lineup to the scorekeeper, and has there been any changes since the time that you have given it to scorekeeper? And they should say no. And they'll both have each other's. And
what
then
if you find something wrong on the scorecard from the beginning?
Say what again, Fred?
You normally would see that at the plate
Correct,
when you review the scorecards.
correct.
Hunter,
But what I'm saying is you can,
Okay.
before you have the plate meeting, you can go get
Okay.
your copies from the scorekeeper and you can have them with you. The coach will have their copy or should have their copy. They'll have their opponent's copy. How they're going to get them, I don't know for sure. My guess is from the scorekeeper. And then you can look at your copy and you can ask each coach whether the lineup is correct or not, just like we would ask them if there's any changes. If they are, then you would go ahead and write it yourself. You wouldn't have them make the change. Or if you don't want to handle the lineup cards, you're just going to have to verbally ask them if there's been any changes since the time they turned them into the scorekeeper. I would say 99% of us are going to handle our own cards because we're going to mark the substitutions and everything.
Hunter,
And we can do that. We're allowed to do that. We just won't get it at the plate talk. We'll have to go get it before the plate talk.
I have the Diamond Valley tournament on the 19th. Now high school games.
that's all I needed.
I'll work it. I'll work it. I lost my Europa.
You're doing a whole bunch more, John.
Thanks, funny.
Enrique.
Oh, man.
Other than that, would I need a form from my doctor to not wear a mask? There's been no discussion on that. I haven't gotten an answer. I don't believe so. From everything that I've gathered from the CIF offices and everything, no, it would be you're just telling them that you have this issue, whatever the medical issue is. And then it's kind of up to the school and it's up to the individual schools, but there's no mandate coming down from the state or CIF section that says you have to have it. Probably, one district might say, okay, the other district might say no. Probably wouldn't hurt just to have one, just to make it easier across the board down the road. But I've not heard of anything saying that it's mandatory that you have to have a doctor's note.
Hey, Vince, what if you show proof of vaccination?
Good question. I don't have an answer for that. 1 shot, 2 shots, Pfizer, whichever one. I don't know. I would say, I would hope the schools might take, I don't know. I hate to speculate and give a wrong answer.
According to the CDC.
That discussion hasn't come forward yet, at least down from the state. And we've got another 2.5 weeks, so it might change. Randy, you were saying something?
Yeah, according to the CDC, you can still potentially be a carrier even if you've been vaccinated.
Hogwash.
No, that's true by their reading.
I don't know. I don't work for the CDC. I'm just telling you what's been reported.
Well, the reports and the medical information put out there is the vaccines are not really set to directly prevent you from spreading. They're designed to keep you from getting it. So if everybody can't get it, then we can't spread it. I understand all that, but so you could still potentially, but I would think if you are limited at 95% of getting it, what are the chances of you giving it? You know what I mean?
Has anybody done a lot of running around with a mask on yet? I've done it playing senior softball, and it is no fun whatsoever. And I think it's unhealthy to breathing your CO2 in like that. It's not good.
John, the only issue I had is when I was trying to wear 2 masks. That really messed me up. But 1 mask I was okay with. I mean, as long as it was.
You had to double up.
Yeah, they had asked if I can double up. A coach did, and then I thought like I can't do double up now.
Well, I know that this could be a lot of side discussions, but the bottom line is right now by the state we have to wear them, some type of facial covering. So as things loosen up, if they do, I will definitely let you guys know. But we can weigh the pluses and minuses, but it's really out of our hands if we want to do the games.
Do the coaches fit under the same parameters of the students? Does a coach have to wear a mask?
Yes. The only one that has the option are the students. And the way it's phrased on their guideline is coaches, observers, school personnel still have to wear the mask, which would include us. So it's only the players.
Vince,
And again, we're not going to worry about what's going on in the dugout.
Vince, if I am assigned to a two-person mechanic game, we get to the field and they take my temperature and my temperature's high. My partner has to work the game by him or herself. Does that have to be approved by the athletic director or both head coaches? Do they have to agree that I can work the varsity game alone? And if I now do work that game alone, do I get the single person fee?
Well, I think they'd be understanding, but no, the quick answer is no. If your partner can't work, it'd be no different than your partner getting sick right before the game,
Okay.
Hypothetically. So what you would do is you would get paid the single person fee, because that was changed in the Blue Book 2-3 years ago because remember way back when we had to have the bond because it's now a single person fee, and that's what you would receive. Okay. And what you would need to do is immediately let Jim know right after the game. If you had time before the game, you could even do it, because Jim would need to adjust arbiter for you.
Okay.
Because almost all our schools use arbiter, so you would want to get that message to him as quick as possible, so that way he can change it before they click it.
Vince, a question about having our temperature taken. I know all schools are going to do it differently, but can we get her temperature taken before we put our plate gear on? Because I can tell you right now, when I have all my gear on, my body heat's going to go up. Well, and that doesn't necessarily mean I'm sick.
Well, when you get there, you could go down, because what we've been told, or what has been practiced in the past in other states, is when you get to the field, you go introduce, let them know you're there, and they take your temperature as you enter there.
Okay.
So that should be good. Last question before we get ready to break out. Are the protocols that we are following for officials set by CIF, CSOA, or simply our unit? Set by the state office of public health in conjunction with the state CIF office. The protocols, the state office went to the California State Department of Public Health and sat with them, and the health said, okay, you got it. In order for us to open up, here are the protocols that got to be followed. So CIF really didn't have a lot of say in what they could or couldn't do. They just explained some of the circumstances to the people at the state public health board, so they understood what the athletes were going through. But the protocols are really put in place 90% by the state. And then that's what we're following right now. So I think we're good to go. If you have more questions, we'll have the time when we come back for any. The one thing we need to do when we come back is we're going to do the voting. But other than that, Larry, if you could send us off and then, well, bring us back at 8:15. Remember, you're going to get a little button on your screen that says to accept going to the other room. So please make sure you hit that little button. And we'll see you in about 45 minutes.
Hey, come here. Okay. Yeah, come here. So show me how to navigate. Yeah. Okay, so just leave it on where it's at. You don't have to. So there you go. This will always take you home. Which one? That goes. Yeah. Okay. And then this is just touch. Look. Oh. It doesn't have the channel numbers, but that's okay. How come I didn't have to put in a spectrum? Because it's connected, it's wired to your router. Right? That's right. Got a good picture. So, okay, so this right here. So this goes. So if you want to change the channel, no, go back. Yeah. And I hit that again. In spectrum. No, you click right here. Oh, okay. And then you'll swipe. And so you wanted to watch something else. You would just swipe to the right. There we go. Yeah. And then swipe up. What meeting are you in now? It's a Zoom meeting for softball. And then when you find it, you click here. Yep. Click. Go click. Up top. Here. And then when you want to change it again, click menu. No, there we go. Yep. And then this just controls the volume. Cool. So do you think this has all of, like, how do you get NBC and CBS? How do you find those? Keep going on. Maybe it doesn't get it. So maybe it's because through the Apple TV you don't get it home. Search. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's in yours. Do it on mine. Do you need my yeah. Hold on. Probably Spectrum Lollipop 56 with a capital L.
Lolly 5-6.
Lollipop 56. There it is. That's it now.
There you go.
Because that's what always comes up. The first thing is that. Locals, go to locals. No channels. News, go to news. Doesn't get them.
Maybe it's because it's just the Apple TV.
Yeah,
It's good enough though, right?
it's better. Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Larry. Sir, how you doing?
Yeah.
You sent me to Doyle, then you sent me to Harrison, and I'm supposed to be in Vince.
Hold on a second. Let me get you that.
All right.
Where are you at right now?
I was in Doyle, then you sent me to Harrison, so I'm supposed to be in Vince class.
You can figure it out.
I'm working on it.
It's been left out already.
Spectrum. And then to set it, how do you just touch the top?
Yeah. Click.
It's hard to do here.
The 3,000 is in our garage.
No, that's Kyle's generator.
Oh, it is? Oh.
If you want to let somebody borrow it, we'll take it over. But
take what over?
Janice Myers or Joyce Myers, they don't have electricity. They lost power.
Why?
They lost power. I don't know, with the wind. And they need a generator.
This is what the message says. Hey, Katie, Sister Myers from Alder Ward called and said that they have a sister. Oh, so it's not even her. A sister in distress because her electricity is out. She is wondering if we have a member in our ward who has a generator who would be willing to lend it to this sister. She has reached out to the Elder Quorum president and counselor in her ward, and she is still making calls, but so far she has had no luck, so she's reaching out to us. Does your family or anyone that you know have one that she can borrow?
So it's not even
the Myers. It's she.
Who knows who it is? Well, they're reaching out to their eldest quorum, so that's either Todd, Brother McCook.
And they're saying we haven't gotten luck so far, and this was.
All right, we're out here. Good?
Yep, good.
Anything on tomorrow?
Yeah, we're going to some.
Are you out of your Zoom?
No, I'm out of my Zoom. I'm going to some, what do you call it?
All right.
All right, well, you do anything Saturday?
Hi, Larry.
I have a Zoom meeting.
Are they having the Zoom meeting to talk about the ward change or the state changes on
8
Sunday?
o'clock on Sunday.
They are. Okay, that's right.
And Molly, we have to be at the Stake Center.
But you're not getting your stuff set apart that day, are you?
No.
Okay. And so it begins.
All right, I got daddy daycare this weekend, so.
You got a what?
I have the boys all weekend.
Why?
I'm going to San Diego to celebrate my mom's birthday. Well, kind of. That's all right.
Thank you, Rox. Coming up in just over 3 minutes, St. Mary's taking on Pacific. Big game for the Gales. Outside looking in St. Mary's. 11 Eastern coming up here in just a few minutes. What's up, folks? That's John Farnham. I'm Dallas Cup, Colorado. Oh, sorry, Farnham, just text me. We built another hybrid. We built a hard charging 37 miles per gallon turbo hybrid. With the range and power to find your next story. Wherever it might be. The all-new Spirit, the world's first storytelling machine. So you want to make the best burger ever? Then make it. That means selling everything. That's right. Don't listen to them. You got paid. Away in a matter of just days. Oh, it was an awful his here Wisconsin.
Larry,
Yes.
you had me in first Vince's class and then Harrison's. I'm in Doyle's. Just
Okay.
for reference. Thanks.
Somebody want to answer that?
It's for you, Robert.
My bell hasn't been rung that much.
Hey, Doyle. You're muted. Clark's left.
Yes, sir.
Do you see the participants?
Yes.
Do you know what those little red dots are that are flashing by our names?
No.
I've never seen that before.
You're in trouble.
I don't see any red dots.
In 10 seconds, you will self-destruct.
By our names up there in participants?
Oh, wait.
I think it means that your screens are being recorded.
Oh,
because
okay.
I'm on my iPhone in the waiting room at the doctor, and it says recording next to your guys' name.
Oh, that would make sense why it's flashing. See, I know we needed the expert to tell us.
If you hover over that, it's also a picture of a cloud.
Yeah.
And that means that you're recording it in the cloud. That's technical terms for the internet.
The Googles.
Cool.
Hey, while we got a second, Vince, I think my class is back. The question was brought up about a picture blowing on her hands.
Okay. I think my default answer is going to be, did she lick her hands?
No, she's just blowing in her hands.
Then I would let it go because the protocol is very specific, saying if she goes to her mouth with her hands. So I would let that go. Because there's nothing really to address it. Is there probably some moisture that comes out on it? Yeah. Do we want to trouble before trouble troubles us? No. So yeah, I would let it go.
But that is going to her mouth. If she's blowing in her hands, that is going to her mouth.
Not necessarily.
Really? Because what picture does this? They go.
You guys don't try to overwork this. What they're worried about is she putting the licking with the liquid? And yes, there's moisture comes out when you blow some, but again, that's not what the protocol says by the state. And I don't think you want to keep opening up the box. And again, if that is something that is a concern, then I think you guys need to talk with Jim saying, hey.
The concern was whether or not it's an illegal pitch, or is it something that we stop the game and sanitize her?
Well, we're not going to have
that's what the question is, because it is an illegal pitch. So are we stopping the game to sanitize her and not call the illegal pitch, or are we killing it to sanitize her? That's where the discrepancy is, because licking her hand now is no longer a legal pitch. It's a stop the game and sanitize.
That's my recommendation, yes. That's not in their protocols, but that's the reason I'm saying as soon as you see her go with her hands to her mouth to stop it, prevents her from touching the ball. So at least you don't have to throw the ball out and wait for the new ball to come in. She will still have to sanitize her hands. I don't see blowing into your hands the same as going to your mouth and the implication of licking. And that's what they were talking about up at the state. And that's what they were talking back at
Oh
the
my God.
federation.
Okay.
I see a difference there.
Hey, don't wait a second. Don't you think that that would just fall under game management, time management? Hey, coach, throwing a fresh ball. Boom.
But you still got to wait for the pitcher to sanitize her hands if she gets her hands to her mouth.
Sanitizing your hands. There it is. All right.
And that's in the state protocol. And again,
it's true.
So if we can stop it ahead of time, now we spend time talking on this, and I think the discussion is good. But as I mentioned earlier, there have been 5 states that have done summer ball and fall ball, and the pitcher going to her mouth was minimal at the very beginning. And they said the pitchers and the players adapt really quickly, and so do the coaches. Once a couple times when they had to go through it, they adapted, and we know that the players do that. We just have to be very observant to start with and do some reminders at the pregame, reminding them, coach, remind your pitcher not to go to her mouth because we'd have to stop the game, something like that. And is it going to happen a couple of times? Probably, but I'll bet you it's not going to happen very often for too many games. And most of them, let's face it, a lot of our schools the players play in travel ball, so they're already kind of used to this because they've played in Arizona, they played in Nevada, they played in Oregon, where these protocols have been used to some degree to where, they're not they're not having to retrain themselves. They're already familiar there. Whether or not it really makes a difference with truth be told going around, I don't know, but that's what the state said, and that's what we need to follow. Whether we agree with everything that the protocols have come down, as I told you on day one, I don't think all of them are the best for us as umpires, but it's what we're told we have to do. And hopefully maybe things will get a little bit better as we kind of see the season, and maybe the state health department and whatever committee is up there designing these guidelines, because there's no doubt in my mind that a lot of this is 90% from the state's public health department with suggestions and input from the state office saying, okay, this is how the sport works. But the final decision comes from the Department of Public Health, not CIF state. They're just another piece of information for the health department. I mean, and that's really what's happening, because the health department's not only looking at high school ball, the health department's looking at all type of sports. When they had that one a few months ago about all sports that aren't even in high school, the guidelines are set up. And these same guidelines, I don't know how specific are to high school versus travel ball, and they could be there for travel ball, and travel ball might not be doing it, and that's what they do. But we're going to follow what the state says. We also have inside of us the fact we have the school districts to work with too, and the school districts can, they have to be very watchful, and they're charged with protecting the students, to the point. And I don't know how many of you know this or not, but as a school or a school district, you are responsible for that student until they get home after school that day. So if they're walking home or they're going home and they get in a fight, you are technically responsible for them because they hadn't made it to their door. I mean, that's how the code is written up in the state. And so they're going to do all that they can to protect the students and minimize the risk. And we just have to understand that it's not always going to be the best way we think it should be done. But if you feel that they're getting the ball wet, then you definitely want to stop them, and then they're going to have to sanitize the ball and their hands type thing. For me, I don't think I would not be thinking of that as them licking their fingers, which was the intent of that protocol when it was put together, is when they do this and then wipe it off. The wipe off doesn't count.
Okay.
Let's see, I'm looking here. Okay, so it said, okay, that's just no, that's for me, that's no biggie. Travel ball pretty much has the same protocol, I was told. Something here, discussion on 329. A pitcher shall not wear any item on the pitching hand, wrist, arm, or thighs, which may, in the umpire's judgment, be distracting to the batter.
Yeah, I think that was brought up in my class. Somebody asked the question if the pitcher wanted to wear a rubber sanitized glove.
On her pitching hand?
On her pitching hand.
I would say no.
Yes. Nothing on the pitching hand. That was my answer to everybody. Nothing on the pitching hand.
Correct. So I think, do you want to do the poll?
Yes, if we don't have anything else, anybody have any more questions for Vince? Anything about batting?
I want to let Milton know that he check his, make sure you look at your chat.
Huh? I think Vince just went through the chat.
No, Milton. Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Thanks.
Oh, okay.
All right.
You know, you guys can privately chat each other. You don't have to interrupt everybody else.
Right.
All right, guys, at this point now, right before we get out of, we need to do our elections. We had a thing brought up about write-ins last week, and it was brought back from the board. If anybody does want to write somebody in, they can email Ernie with their write-in, and we will work on it next time to get the system to where we can write stuff in. But at this point, we're just going to use our poll. We're going to launch it. It's going to have the two categories, because we don't have anybody in the third category. And you just need to check the box and then submit it, and it will come back to us. And Ernie, Damian, and Larry will get together and count the votes, and we'll put it out what happened over Arbiter, so everybody will know. Okay, anybody have anything else?
Yes, I do. On this week, Vince, you said you're going to have be able to log in to the classes this weekend?
Correct. It's going
so you're going to send out an email?
Yes, tomorrow about probably late morning, I'll send out the meeting notice for the mechanics, which will be separate than this one. And it will say on it, it will say inland unit mechanics meeting. And that's what we're looking for. And again, if you have gone to a USA national school or through just a training around here, you don't have to, you're more than welcome to, but you don't have to. I just need to get the information, and I've received several from the sponsors, and I know JD's putting a list together for us also, so we'll have you covered for sure.
Okay, all righty. Well, I'm going to handle this way. I just got a notice that TC wants to withdraw from the election. She doesn't want to be there. So we're going to continue on, but I think that only leaves 2 people anyway. So if each one of them get 1 vote, they'll be elected, because we only have 2 people. So go ahead and launch that, Vince. Let everybody go to the poll, cast your vote. After you do that, we are done.
Okay, I'm going to launch now.
Is everybody seeing it?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Glad you guys are, because I don't. I got that same message telling me it's inactive.
Well, I have, it's showing that it's launched, it's in progress.
Well, everybody else is seeing it. I'm just not, I'm getting that same message when I
But
click on.
I don't think they can vote. I can't vote.
I just voted.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, worked for me.
Yeah.
I voted.
Well, you guys
I
keep
guess,
voting.
I guess the hostess can't vote.
I voted.
Larry, Larry, can you vote?
You guys have to pass a test first.
It looks like because we are the host, we can't vote.
We can't vote. Harrison, can you vote?
No.
Well, what's even better, you guys say you're voting, and yet it's showing up here for me. The attendees are now viewing questions. 0 of 55 have voted. So maybe it's when they're all done, I'll see it.
What do I do with Farmer? Use the Dominion software.
Farmer's your problem.
So I voted for me, and we're both on the same screen. So
Then both of you can't vote.
Do it like you do in Chicago. Just do it like we do in Chicago. Vote early, vote often.
Okay, I'm gonna vote again.
Send it any more out because I only
Let's
received.
say if it'll let you vote again, Duarte, go ahead, or just email Ernie Farmer's vote.
There's only one person running, so I think my one vote.
She's very like.
Oh, this is funny.
All right, whose mic is
Vince,
open?
could you see any results at all?
Nope. What I'm seeing is a screen that says Vice President in progress, and then it has Damien and none. I have the one that says attendees are now viewing questions. 0 of 55 have voted. And I got a red button that says end poll, but I don't want to end the poll yet.
You know what? I think you're not going to get anything until you end poll. So as everybody votes, I think we're done with the meeting, right?
Yes.
So if you log off and then once that occurs, Vince, you can end the poll and get the results.
But we only voted.
We only voted for one person.
Yeah, we only voted for vice president. The other one didn't show up.
Seriously?
You guys
Okay.
have the technology, right?
Well, I can end this poll and see if the next one comes up.
Yeah, use it down
The
there.
Dominion software is working great on my end.
Has everybody voted for vice president?
Yes.
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 I just end the meeting if I were you.
Yes.
No, don't do the other one. You got to do the other one, Vince.
Well,
By the
way, I didn't get anything, so let me try this one. Okay, so now member at large. Should be
that's
up
the
now.
second one.
Everybody got the second one?
So TC's not available.
Okay, so I'll give you a couple minutes and then I'll check, make sure everybody's had the chance to vote, and then I'll end that poll.
I like the way you spelled my name. I like that. Bang! That was Harrison, wasn't it?
No, that was Larry.
Hello, Larry. All right, Larry.
That is good though. We got to remember that one.
Yes, it is.
That's like we've got. It's like a. There's a space in there too.
Uh-huh. Kabang.
Yeah.
Everybody voted?
Wait.
Yeah, voted.
Yep.
Good.
Already good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll end that one. And now we'll go to, well, parliamentarian, I can launch a poll, but there's nothing there.
There's nothing there, so.
Nobody.
Yeah, don't launch that one.
So I'll end the poll, share results. I'm showing nothing.
Showing 100%.
We're gonna have to educate you guys on some technical stuff.
Oh no.
I'm not getting any results. You guys might be, but I'm not.
Yeah, we're seeing it.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, results just showed up.
70-30 on the vice president.
Okay, so you got that one.
Yeah, none got 30%.
Did you get Vince? Vince, do you get it?
No, I'm getting 0% across the board.
And then we got the second one as well.
Yep. We got them both.
Ernie,
What?
can you take screenshots of those polls?
Negative.
Recount it all. Recount it all.
It don't give.
Bye.
There's no count. It just gives a percentage.
That's all you need.
Okay.
Yeah,
just
just
take a
39,
screenshot
39,
of it
36,
and
and
we'll
2.
deal with it.
Okay, it gives a count.
A percentage.
Gives a percentage.
If you've already voted, meeting's over with, you can go ahead and leave and we'll work this thing out.
Bye-bye.
Good night and good luck.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Hey, Vince, what's the quiz on this week?
On Rule 6-7.
6 and 7.
5, 6, 7?
6 and 7.
Okay, 6 and 7. Got it. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thanks,
You better not leave, Ernie.
Ernie, don't leave.
Well, I'm part of everybody.
No, you're not.
But you've got to be able to do what I'm seeing when it says sharing poll results is Melkabang 0, Rick Pay 0, TC 0.
No, 86.7 and 82, 80 and 4.4.
See, that's what you guys have to get, because I don't see that. And once you do that, I can stop sharing, and then I will go to the.
Ernie, were you able to take a screenshot of that?
No, but I can see the results. It's got Kabang at 87 and Rick Pay at 80.
Okay, so Ernie, do you have can you take a screenshot with your phone of that screen?
Unfortunately, mine's on the phone. Let me see.
Hang on.
Okay.
Okay, I got a shot of that one.
Okay. Vince, go ahead and close the poll.
Wait a minute, we got to get a picture of this one.
Got to get the other one. Okay, I got that one too.
Close it and see what you get, Vince.
Well, let's see. That's going to be easier said than done because poll closed. All I can do is relaunch or share results. So I'm sure when I close it, I get nothing. Yep, nothing.
Share results?
Nope, I don't.
That's bizarre.
Put the one back up of Rick Pay because that one didn't come up. I got to take another shot of that one.
Do you got it?
Yep, let me see if I got it now. Hold on. Yeah, I got him.
All right. Good night, everybody. We'll work that out. Really, there's nothing to work out. Like I said, it's only 2 people.
Dance.
I don't think that's going to sway the results either way, but hopefully when we close it, it will go to the cloud like the rest of our recordings and our chats and everything like that. So hopefully we'll be able to pull it off of there. Not we have the screenshot. All right, good night. See everybody later.
All right.
Dance, I just need a clarification.
Okay.
Where do I go for clinic again? Where do I look for it at?
The email tomorrow.
Oh, that'll help. Sorry, I was a little bit of jump. I didn't hear. I was talking to Matt when you were explaining to somebody. So
I haven't sent it out because I didn't want to confuse tonight.
That's fine.
Why would you wait till the night to talk to Matt?
Because it's the only night I really want to talk to him.
Okay, I know you don't normally talk to him, so why would you want to do it tonight?
Hang on.
Good question.
Okay. All right. I will talk to you later, Vince.
Sounds good.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Vince, are you there?
Yes, I am.
One question I know it hasn't been brought up. I know the team like who's on defense is responsible for the balls if they go out of play. What if the other team picks the ball up or some parent or kid picks the ball up? What do we do with it?
Well, it shouldn't be an issue because by the definition from the criteria, they got to sanitize the ball when it comes back in anyway. So
look at your chat.
In theory, it shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
Harrison, look at your chat.
Oh,
Harrison is off.
Harrison's
he's
here.
still there.
No, I was telling Harrison, I sent him a chat.
You sent him a direct message, right, Fred?
Yes.
Well, he's on the phone or something. He's laughing his head off.
Yeah.
Harrison, one of your people sent you a message. He
He's
doesn't
probably
care.
on headphones with the phone and he can't hear anything you're saying.
No, he's in la la land.
Yeah, he ain't even looking.
I've tapped my screen, but I don't think he'd hear it.
All right, guys, we're gonna cut it off so we can end the recording. Talk to you guys later.
See you later.